Yes, guys, welcome back to the Once You're In podcast. As you can see, we have another very special guest. So we have Mr. Jack Eagles on today. Thank you for joining us, mate.
It's an absolute pleasure.
So Jack's been on before. He was on with some other bloke. Can't remember who he is.
Fallen off.
He's
fallen off the face of the planet now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
To be fair, let's start there. How is Danny?
He's actually doing very well.
Yeah.
His girlfriend's actually very good for him.
So he's actually got a girlfriend now.
Like a sane one as well. Like, this
Yeah.
one's
That's
not,
good.
Not a psycho.
The last time we spoke, your exact words were like, you stayed up till 3 a.m. going to like McDonald's with a stupid time and stuff like that. You were like, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I haven't spoken to him in ages.
But yeah, let's go. He's getting back on with Tom next month.
Okay, that's good.
I don't really know what else he's up to. Probably in his overdraft. But besides that, he's doing quite well. Not suicidal anymore, so you know.
Positives. Well done, Daddy. You're still here.
Smashed it, Danny.
We'll get you on again soon, mate.
Yeah.
So tell us about the last... To be fair, when you were last on, that was way before you got your pro card.
Yeah.
That was...
Was it start of last year? Or was it like
Literally
back
this time
end?
last year, pretty much.
Yeah, so a
It was
year
like
ago.
February last year.
So what
we'll
a
have
year
you
you've
on,
had,
we'll have
mate.
you on every year, mate.
Every year.
No, I feel like it needs to be a bit more frequent. I'm surprised you're
Nah,
only
once
here
a
now.
year.
No, I'm surprised you're only here now. We
I've
spoke
not got
about
a
getting you
personality
on
for more
loads.
frequently, mate. I've got to let it build up.
Right there.
Yeah, so no, it's been a pretty good year.
Yeah.
Talk us through it. From last January.
Last January.
Can you remember back then?
Not really.
When did you start prep last year?
Doesn't know. So good.
Whatever Tom said, mate. No, I think it was like late June because it was a September show, so it must have been sort of 12 to 14 weeks before that. Started prep. That was about it. Moved out. That was an exciting one. Moved to Rotherham for the hashtag Mecca.
Did you actually move forward?
That is genuinely the only reason. Because I was living in Lincoln at my parents' house, and like Lincoln, anyone that's been, it's middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like around here.
Near where I'm from.
Yeah.
There's no gyms there. Though.
There's fuck all.
Horrendous.
So I was driving an hour and 20 to watch Fest, an hour and 20 home 5 times a week, and that wasn't very fun. So I just prep crisis like 6 weeks out. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna move. So I moved to Rotherham. It's actually quite nice. Rotherham's not, but the place where I live is.
Yeah.
And then prepped. Did the MK Classic Regional, which is Cuba's, just because, you know,
You
I
go
had
to his
to,
gyms,
didn't have a
thought,
choice.
yeah.
Literally had to
He forced
do
you into it.
Cuba's show, yeah.
Did he actually like? I know you're probably joking, but did he speak to you and say, "Do this shit," or was it like?
No, Cuba doesn't.
Doesn't speak to me.
He speaks to me now, mate. Now we're pro. He has to. Before the show didn't say a word to me. Meg was very nice. Like Meg came up to me in the gym and was like,
Meg's
"Looking forward to
lovely.
seeing you,
We,
like, on the show."
Cuba's
I-
sound
I
is
said
nice, but he's just a
something
bit
similar,
like...
like-
Cuba's got a lot
man
of
a
If he
few
doesn't,
words.
if he doesn't, before I did a leg press set with him, like about
Oh,
a year
I
ago.
see it,
Yeah, and before then, like I might have got a random fist bump, but no words.
Oh, it's a
And then
horrendous
after-
fist bump.
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
always like a fist
He
bump.
misses
That
you
always
every
misses
time.
your hand. So like, you go for it, and he almost skims your hand.
The
and I'm
Cuba
like,
fist
Got no
bump.
feeling as that.
Yeah.
That's why they just clubs. Just
too much GH kind of feel his hands. He's just so numb. And then I did a leg press set with him, and he followed me on Instagram that night. And then ever since then, he's like, "How you doing, mate? You're alright. You're all good."
big
I'm
fan,
like,
mate.
Yeah. I'm like, cheers, mate.
He is
Thanks for that.
sound.
Yeah, he's sound.
I think if
but-
you don't like know him at all, or if you've never spoke to him, like he's got like a scary persona.
Yeah.
He kicked me out of posing room once. This is a fun. It was
He
me and
bullied you
Danny.
out?
No, genuinely, mate. Like I think this was on my natural prep for UK IFBB, so I was 17. It's like the second time I've ever been to Ultraflex. It was before that little black room was in that posing room.
Yeah.
You know, so it was to the studio. Like we finished training, Danny and I. We go up. Danny's like gone to his car to get his tripod out, so it's just me in the posing room, like kit off, and then I think Kuba, Nathan, some other massive Cam McKay, I think.
Oh, yeah.
All three of them just walked in and just sat down.
Yeah, that was when they used to train together.
Like they just sat there and just looked at me, and I was just there like in my men's physique trunks, just trying to pose in the mirror, and they just sat there and looked at me. Didn't say a fucking word, just looked at me. I was just like collected my stuff and walked out.
Yeah, like that's
They
what
just literally waited for me to leave. I'm
yeah.
like,
So they didn't kick you out. You bottled it.
yeah, well, obviously, yeah, I bottled it. Still would, to be fair. If them three walked in, and then Danny came back. I was like, "What happened, mate?" I was like, "Cuba kicked me out." Go and tell him, Danny. And Danny's like, "No." So
Let's go home.
Yeah, so we pretty much just waited and went home. Yeah, but no, like,
What happened, mate? Just imagine why he kicked me out.
But literally, I was like, Cuba made me leave. Got intimidated, got bullied out. So I did Cuba's show. After the show, he spoke to me, and then now like acknowledges my existence in the gym.
Yeah.
But yeah, Meg's lovely. It was a good show. Two Bros obviously had me blocked before then. I don't actually know when they got me.
Go into all this because like
There's not much to go into.
I saw you post about it, but I never really see stories that much. Thank you, I'm on your close friends, aren't I?
You both are?
Yeah.
Reluctantly. It's like keep your enemies closer, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a close friend story.
I have, but I've never used it. I've got.
I
Like
was gonna say
I've
you
got
have,
20,
but I'm not.
Nah,
I've got
they're
tw-
both
I've got
just saying
20
this. I'm
people.
just not on it. That's why.
I've got 20
No, we
people.
don't have one.
No, both of you are on it, but I never post on it. Like I usually just
Post some on it tonight.
Okay, cool. A dick pic.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, sound.
I'd rather an arse pic.
Arsehole pic.
Literally like glute spread.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sound right.
That close that you can't even work out what it is.
Message everyone who's seeing this. By the way, this is my arsehole. You gay? Just in case you're not knowing.
Are you on?
You gay?
Are you on AJ's close friends?
Yeah.
Yeah. You put the thing about.
Where's this going?
Are you on it?
Mate,
I'm not on it. Am I fuck?
Mate, after your dig about MBW, you're doing the.
I always make jokes about it. Because AJ was on. They did the podcast with like Forbes the other day.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
saw
what podcast
that.
it was, but they were talking about me like halfway through, and AJ was just like, he's got quite a few issues at the moment, like training wise. Like, I see him in Ultraflex, he's just got like a frustrated look about him. I was like, cheers,
Quite a few
AJ.
mental issues as well.
Yeah.
I think it might be autism.
No, so he
Take
put,
them to
didn't he? He
AJ
put
knows.
like, you're on this story because I think or know that you're interested in cars.
Yeah.
So you got to put one on tonight. Like, you're on this story because I think or know you're interested in my arsehole.
You might be gay. Anyone who's on this might be gay.
Just checking. Let me know. Get back to me if you are.
Right. Anyway, so yeah, you won the class.
Give us
and
the
you won
beef with
overall.
the-
Oh, the
Yeah,
beef with
two
two
rows,
rows.
yeah.
Beef with 2 rows, yeah. So I don't actually know when they blocked me. It was quite a while ago, last off season, because I just obviously just couldn't see the stuff. Danny sent me like, when there's a show on and
Yeah.
there's someone shit on stage, you can talk
Did
shit
they block
about
you
them.
because you turned up so fat?
They saw you and like, this guy's got no future. He's turning up at 20 weeks out of condition.
Nah,
Was
probably.
it before then?
I think it was either just because they blocked loads of people. I know I could name like 10 people they blocked. Like, Elliot
Why?
Robinson. Elliot Robinson won a PCA overall, and that day they just blocked him just because he won
Oh,
a PCA
right, because
overall.
he's not competing with them.
So you don't need to worry about that, mate. That's
Yeah.
not happening anytime soon to you. You'll be able to see 2 rows for.
Mate, turn around. There's a sword behind you.
Yeah, but that's from like 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
it doesn't count now. and it's
Remember the UKDFPA third place medal?
I'll
That
donate
was
my
the show that you
UKDFPA
did.
trophy, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you have
should
it.
put it.
Yeah. I don't even know what that is. I've lost it.
So they just blocked you because
I don't know. There's just
You just randomly blocked.
intimidated by me clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, they've blocked me. But it's quite annoying when you're doing the show because you can't see any of the times or anything. Because
Yeah.
they don't email you either.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I literally had to keep messaging my training partner Finn, like, can you send me when they post and shit.
Yeah.
And then I won the show and they still didn't unblock me. And like at registration, Justin and Ian, which are the guys that run it, just didn't say a word to me. Just like looked
At
at me.
least you still won the show though. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
because I
could have
thought
been
that
a bit- yeah.
Cooper also had his client Pierce, who's actually
He's
he
good,
turned
yeah.
pro.
Yeah.
That's this season as well.
He's good.
So I was expecting just to be overall with him and just lose, obviously, because
Yeah.
it would have been close and they'd just given it to him because he was quite good, to be fair. But no, won that, which was great. Got a nice dildo. That pissed Cooper off as well, actually.
Yeah.
So cause it's Cooper's show, right? And
The overall that he won was literally, it looked like a Lynx Africa ball.
he's genuinely just like a glass shard, like a door wedge.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they normally do swords for overalls. And this one show, Cooper obviously thought, oh, I'll do something nice. And got like a nicely engraved glass little thing. But it genuinely just looks like it's shit, basically.
Yeah.
And so I posted on my Instagram, I think, and my coach, Tom, who doesn't get along with Cooper at all, commented, like, everybody dreams of winning a sword. Today you won a dildo, mate. Well done. And it had like 50 likes, and Cooper obviously saw it.
Why does he not get on with Cuba?
Tom doesn't get on with anyone, mate. Like, everybody hates Tom. It's because Tom just, like,
He's in our gym the other day.
makes jokes and shit.
He's in our gym the other
Yeah,
day.
he was. We've got a guy in our gym who looks like him. Just a fat bald dude. And Finn just goes, it's Tom. Sorry, Tom. We actually like you, all 3 of us. But yeah, maybe not.
At
Jack.
times. Not in 2022, I didn't.
Yeah. So, like I said, you won the class, won the overall, and then you went to Alicante.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks later, did
Yeah.
the NPC European in Spain.
Can I interject before we get into that?
You can, yeah.
Prior, because I always think, like I said to you before, like 6 to 8 weeks out. To be fair, in 2022 you were fat at 10 weeks out. I remember you
I was
saying,
fat at 6 weeks out.
yeah, you
it
were
was
like, I'm
bad,
so
yeah.
behind. Tom thinks I'm lean. I need
Yeah,
everything.
and you were like asking to be pushed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Tom, you were like, Tom's just saying I'm fine. I'm like,
But
"Reece, I'm
that's
fat."
what happened, to be fair. I ended up then taking it into my own hands and doing like 3 hours of cardio a
Because
day.
I
all that
was
shit.
surprised, like when you were 10 weeks out, I knew you always look good, but like you're not going to be stage condition. And I was
Yeah.
almost like not waiting for your physique to die, but usually you get like 4 weeks out, and then
Yeah,
like your
disappears.
age kind of shows where it's like you
Gets
just
a bit
look,
soft, man.
yeah, you just look a little bit,
Maturity
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
come through.
And then this time it was like I was
got
waiting
better.
for that first. I was waiting for that first show, and I think I sent you a voice note that day, and I was like, Jack, mate, I was like, congratulations on your pro card soon. This class, like, you look fucking awesome, mate. Like, I was really impressed by the fact you actually managed to. Usually at 6 weeks out you look good, but you're not shredded, and then at like 2 weeks out you're shredded, but you've got no life to you,
Flat, so it
and
looks
then you're
nice.
flat, and then it just looks a bit meh.
Yeah, it's soft, yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do differently?
Trained properly this prep. That helps. I think in the previous preps, I sort of, training intensity drops off as you get tired.
Yeah.
You just half-arse it. But then this year I didn't for once. And also, because we were lean early, we did quite a few refeeds. So it's quite a lot of 5 guys. Which was great.
1,000
Was
carb.
it not 1,000 carb plus 5?
Yeah, it has to
It
be.
actually
top.
was, yeah. It was
Not 999 carb. You'd be
no
flat.
1,000 carb plus 5 guys on top, bro. Do that for me.
Bit of insulin as well.
All the
Well, obviously, yeah,
Yeah, all the insulin.
yeah. But I sometimes didn't do that just because I don't like insulin. That's another story actually. When we're flying out to Spain, Tom obviously before going out is like, take your vitamins with you and take insulin, like just Lantis. And I was obviously a bit skeptical of getting that through like
Yeah.
airport security because I'm not diabetic, obviously.
Can't even get cream of rice through.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
true.
insane.
So I just accidentally forgot my insulin at home. Got to Spain and Tom was like, right, first meal, mate, we'll do 20 IU Lantis and 300 carb. Oh, Tom, I forgot my Lantis, mate. Don't worry, buddy, I brought mine. Here you go. Really? Just passed it to me. I'm like, fuck's sake. Cheers, Tom, mate, you saved the day, bud. So I was like, any wipes? Nah, mate.
Straight in.
Same needle as you've used 100 times.
He's like, here's one needle for the next 3 days, no wipes, Lantis stick, mate. It's like, cheers. So, yeah, I used Lantis for the car, but that was the first time as well in Spain that we've done that.
Do
So
you think that helped?
Yeah.
You're eating like a lot.
The
to
thing
be
with
fair,
Spain
weren't
as
you?
well is when you do classic, obviously you've got a weight cap, so you weigh in the night before. So for the Two Bros show, weigh-ins were 5 p.m. the night before. I was on stage at like 10 a.m. the next morning. So you have to make weight, which is when you're flat and depleted, and then you've got X amount of time to carb up before you're on stage. So I didn't have any carb up basically for the.
You were
the-
battered,
the
weren't
regional.
you?
I was just like, I don't know if I prefer the look to be fair, because the lighting was better, but I was like really dry and shredded, just flat. But then for the NPC European, because it's a much bigger show, registration was all day Thursday, so I registered Thursday morning and made weight.
How long did it take you to register? Because when Sanaa did it, when she went
Clearly,
to the Ultra
you've
Olympic,
not
it
watched
was,
my show day video.
I watched it.
I'm gonna be honest. I did, but I skipped through parts.
It was
yeah,
quite a
like
long
she
video.
was there for like 4 hours. It was
I watched it.
Yeah,
mainly
so
to support
for that,
Sam.
I got there.
So I was
So
like,
I'd
this is good.
done Denmark before, so I knew it was going to be
Yeah.
ages. Got there for, I made Sam and Finn come up for like 8:30. Registration didn't start till 10. So I was like, we're in the queue. We were literally first there in the queue. And then they were delayed, so registration didn't start till 11. So I'm stood in like 30-degree heat, like literally standing up in the queue.
I know
for,
exactly
like,
where the venue is. It's
yeah,
fine.
3
It's
hours before weighing in. So I was like, I had a bag on as well for some stupid reason. So then I get to being height thin, and I'm just over 5'9" on a good day. After standing in the queue, like slouching for 3 hours, I weighed in, was underweight, was like,
5'2".
relaxed. Stood on the height thing, and I came up like, under 5'8". So Emiliano, the promoter, was just shaking his head, being like, "You've missed weight."
Yeah.
So I just started shitting myself, obviously. And I'm like, no, I was 5'9" like 2 weeks ago. And stood back on it, pulled it down, like stood up a bit taller, and then obviously passed it. So we scribbled it out and actually changed my height, which I didn't think it'd do.
Yeah.
So that was lucky. Otherwise, that'd have been the whole trip just down the drain. But
Would you literally been like, you can't compete?
I would have done
Yeah.
junior, because you don't have to make weight for that.
Okay.
But that's
Oh mate, stay open enter body.
You don't have the opportunity. Do you not have the opportunity to get a pro card if you're in junior?
no. They said that because at pro qualifiers, it's actually different. The junior and like masters and all that is an NPC show, and then the open one's the IFBB pro qualifier. There's like 2 different shows with different medals and everything.
A bit like that for the Arnolds that we did. You could do juniors. I never did a Two Bro show that year, so you
Yeah.
could just turn up. It's
Yeah.
like
yeah, we
it's
had
the
to
same.
check,
Yeah.
didn't we?
Yeah.
How did that go? Actually, that's a good time. I've actually got Finn and Reese, their new studio. I've not been. I got you a nice little housewarming gift.
Is it actually to keep here?
It's actually to keep here. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll give it to
I've already
Reese.
seen. I've already seen
You've
it. In
already
his
seen
bag.
it, yeah. But I've got. If you just read the back first, Reese, it's dedicated to you, mate.
So it's not for both of us.
Well, you can keep the
Reese.
actual picture, Finn.
Therese, to celebrate the peak of your very short bodybuilding career, that time you made the same call out as a future IFBB pro. Love the chat.
I've signed it as well for you, mate.
Yeah,
So
is
you
that
can,
your actual signature? Jiggles.
I've never actually signed something for someone before, and I can't use my actual signature when you sign things. So
That's good.
I've made it up, mate.
Thanks, mate.
There
Thank
you
you.
go. But no, that's
Yeah, we'll put this.
it's a very expensive joke. That actually, it was.
Have you actually show the camera?
Oh, okay, fair enough. There we go, guys.
You did well to come
Yeah.
second, mate.
I know.
Like, to be fair, the other guy was decent.
He wasn't bad.
He had the better back than all of us.
Yeah, his back was,
He
his back
actually
was
did
the
win
best.
from
Put
that.
that on the side if you want, mate.
Yeah. So, Finn, you can keep the signed photo, mate. Reese can just have the frame.
Yeah, well, actually, we will. We'll put it up.
Yeah.
We were saying before
Yeah,
you
we
got
want to
here-
like put like memorabilia on the
Yeah, I was
walls and
telling
stuff.
Jack before you got here, like we want to, if we clear out the rest and like actually have the whole place as a studio,
Yeah.
we'll get photos. Like
Yeah.
we'll get a photo of us three at the end today.
Yeah.
Get you
No.
to get one and stuff,
Yeah,
so we can
that'd be cool.
have that.
Genuinely was your best season though, wasn't it?
Objectively, yeah. It's sad, I know.
It's right, bud. You've got a very promising career in strongman. Like you actually do.
We've got a question about that.
Strongman.
No,
I genuinely. Would you ever do a powerlifting show?
Oh no, I don't
Really?
Mate,
I think you will. I think.
I think you
No,
will.
no
Mate,
chance.
that'd be a great YouTube video because you would actually probably do
Yeah, I probably
pretty
do
fucking
really
well.
well.
Just go and do
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I was speaking to a powerlifter
You'd probably
yesterday,
take
and he was
neck,
like, "I only do." Yeah, no, he goes, "I only do deadlift comps," and he's
Oh,
his best is 330, and
And
I'm
he's
like,
like British
three,
champion
yeah,
as well.
and I've done 325 for
There's
four.
what's his name? You know, Devil
Yeah.
Strength in Ultra
Yeah,
Fat Frog.
I'm stronger.
You're stronger than him.
yeah.
He's pretty
Yeah,
successful.
I know, it's mad.
So, you're in the wrong sport, mate.
Yeah, I am
But
clearly.
you don't lock any of them out.
Yeah, true.
You
Actually, I
actually
don't get it.
Yeah, you
I
get zero.
I always get comments like, "Didn't lock it out." Like,
Didn't
mate,
lock it
there was
out.
literally no difference between that and that.
I'm gonna be honest
Fucking
though, you couldn't show up to a powerlifting comp with that hair.
hell. Do you reckon?
Yeah.
What
Right.
bet did you lose?
Oh, mate, see what Finn's getting tonight. He's getting blonde highlights.
You're already blonde, mate.
No, he's getting blonde highlights on blonde
You
hair.
get frosted tips.
I'm not. How is this blonde hair?
It is blonde, mate.
That is like
What is it? If it's not blonde, it's ginger.
it's like
You're
a
not
blonde that
ginger.
you've just not washed for a
I've
little
got brown hair.
bit. Oh, it's not brown, mate.
This is more brown.
Yeah,
way
that's
more brown.
brown, yeah.
He's checking
He's
his
checking.
He doesn't even know
Great
what his hair
podcast
colour
this.
is. He's like, what the heck? Anyway,
Just cut the camera. It's just
Just silence for like 10 seconds. Sorry guys, we just realised the camera would cut off. We were discussing whether or not my hair is blonde, so I'll put a poll below, or Sam, if you can remember to put a poll on. What colour is Finn's hair? I would say it's brunette. Brown.
He's blonde, mate.
Okay, Reece?
brown. Blonde.
What?
No,
Right,
I'm
mate.
joking. I'm blonde. I was looking at that, so I was distracted. Yeah, it's blonde.
No, it's not.
It's definitely blonde.
Right, what's the next topic?
No, we haven't even spoke about the pro card win. That's what we're here for. This is the main.
Is it-
story.
Oh,
Did you
yeah,
not? Did you bring it in?
The pro card, nah.
Is it framed or
About
is
the
it
ring?
just-
Nah, it's not. It's still covered in tannin, half bent, and
Yeah.
just like it's sat on a radiator in my kitchen. Just,
Fair enough. So first, you did juniors. You
I
walked
did
out.
juniors.
How
yeah.
were you feeling? Like, were you confident going in? Were you
So,
thinking
right, this
like?
show was weird. Obviously, the registration was like really early for once, so I had those 2 days to carb up, which is the first time we've had that long to carb up for a classic show. And obviously, we were using insulin for the first time, pushing way more carbs than we had done before. So the first day was sound. Ate like 1,200 grams of carbs. Trained that night at Titan Fitness, and was pretty happy with the look. Then Saturday morning was show day. Woke up and I was like convinced I was watery because of all the insulin and all the carbs. Was like, oh, I've spilled over. But then I wasn't actually on stage till late in the afternoon Saturday. So a couple friendly diazide. Tom Haynes protocol.
Yeah.
Half and then half and then full and then half and no. A few diazide. Worked well. And actually dried out. Like I was fairly confident. I was shitting it Saturday morning, like lost my head. Kept walking. There was like the place we're staying outside the room was like a lift, and then the elevator was the only place where the lighting was adequate. That I was like convinced I wasn't fat, so I kept walking out there to check, and then go back and sit down. Sam found it quite amusing, and then got to the venue, had my tan, and then posed for Tom, and he was like, "Oh yeah, okay, you actually are dry now." Like he was relaxed as well, so that helped a lot. And then was fairly confident for junior. Went backstage, and the two other junior lads were like. Because I put it in my YouTube video like, earlier that year that I wasn't going to do junior this year because I didn't. Obviously, you go for a pro card, you don't need to do junior. And then they both actually watched my YouTube, which was very nice. They're like, "I thought you weren't doing junior." I was like, "Oh, yeah." And he's like, "Oh, okay." Very nice, but you could see he's a little bit.
Yeah.
Upset.
What was the standard like? What were those two like?
I can't remember. They were. One of them was fat, like just not in shape. The other guy was good. He just wasn't very big. Obviously,
Yeah.
you'd expect, but he wasn't bad. But yeah, but the only reason I did junior there was because it's like a very big show. So when you do your call out, it says 40 people in Class B, and if you just walk on, you're on like numerically you're on the edge.
Yeah, you
Judges
get
miss you. You're not the first call out. That actually show done. It happened to Slee Raw, one show he did, or it was just shit.
It happens to people all the time.
Yeah.
But so my theory was like spoke to Tom
Get
and
your name
emailed
out,
about
like
it.
so
So
they
like,
actually look at you.
go on in junior, and then they'll notice you because I'll be a bit of a standout in junior. So that's what I did. And to be fair, I do think it played a part because then as soon as I was in Class B, it was straight to the centre of first call out like straight away.
Yeah.
And then in Class B there was Paré Black.
Yeah, I've seen him.
So the
Got
week,
a photo with him.
yeah,
Yeah, he went to Rotherham once, and
He
he
does,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, he's a lovely lad. Couldn't
Yeah.
speak a word of English,
no,
but was just like speaking Spanish, and I was like, yep.
he doesn't
and then he was like,
anything.
That was a guy in your video.
Yeah. So, because he DM'd me as well when I was like 2 weeks out. He's like, watching my YouTube videos, doing his cardio. So I messaged him, "Oh, thanks for watching, mate." He went, "Can't wait to compete with you in 2 weeks." Looked at his profile, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, he
'Cause
won
he
the
looked-
overall.
He is good.
Yeah, he won the overall in the qualifier.
Yeah,
in
the
Spain,
weekend I won the UK regional. He won the Spanish regional overall. And I thought, oh, he's Spanish. He's just won the overall. He knows the judges. It's a Spanish show. He's going to be very close to me. Like he was very good. So I was shitting a bit, and it was just us two. They just did a top call out of the two of us because it was that close. And I think ultimately I was just more classic. That's the only, like, he was more muscled.
Yeah.
He just had a bit
Thought
of
his
wider
midsection,
waist.
his midsection control.
It was the absolute
posing
thigh.
helps.
Yeah, the midsection control from photos and the video, like, it didn't look the best. But he does look really good.
He
He's
was
bigger
very
than you.
big and
He's-
shredded.
yeah.
He just wasn't overly
I
classic.
was like,
Yeah.
your posing fitness looked like it was pretty good because they made you work quite a lot. It
Yeah.
looked like it was better than his anyway.
Yeah, everyone was very complimentary to my posing fitness this year, but I didn't do anything to make
You
it
just
better.
make sure that
it was
you
just.
just
I think,
pose and-
to be fair, posing all off season probably helped unknowingly. It didn't feel like I actually put any effort into posing in prep.
Yeah.
Overly, I wasn't doing rounds and rounds and rounds. But no, so I won Class B, and then it was the overall. And then for the overall, I thought I'd lost it because there's 4 people in the overall, and 2 people got a pro card at that show, and I just got moved straight to the outside. So I was thinking, I fucked it here. They're looking at the top 2 because I knew Tom had said to me that the other guy in Class A is probably the next best, and he got moved inside when I got moved outside. So I was like, fucked it. Went to the edge, and then they announced the first pro card for second place, which was Class A. So my head had gone. I thought, I'm going to have to do another show in 2 weeks' time, whatever. And then they said, obviously, to announce me. I was like a bit in shock, and yeah, that was it. Met Eurishna on stage. Had bigger legs than me. Like,
Sick.
Genuinely. And then AJ Kelly Robert films it and goes, new youngest IFBB pro. But look at Eurishna, her legs are bigger than his. And I'm there like, fuck's sake, cheers AJ, mate. So, but no, it was a very good experience. And then
you basically sucked off the Spanish head of
Emiliano,
IFBB.
thanks ever so much. Yeah.
Well,
I'll
yeah,
pay you after,
Martinez.
yeah. Emiliano Martinez.
well, no, actually, I
love
got off stage, did the interview, because the first thing Emiliano had said to us when we got to Spain, to
you got to
Tom
suck my
and I,
dick afterwards if I give you a pro card.
that's Justin, mate. You're getting confused.
Okay.
But he each
sorry.
went, do you like Ian and Two Bros? And I went, no. And he went, good.
Really?
They fucking hate each other.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that's why you won.
Yeah, that's why I won. And then post-show, he obviously interviewed me, and I was like, oh, the UK guys could see how you do it over here, it'd be a lot better. Sort of having a bit of a dig at Two Bros, which then came back to bite me a few months later.
Why? What happened?
This is when I nearly got
Are you
the pro
allowed to
card
speak
taken
about
off me.
this?
I spoke about it on Josh's. I'm not adding repercussions,
Okay,
but
sound.
probably didn't get as many views as this one. So I'll be a bit more polite here.
Well,
Up the boys, up the
just
one
go
show
and
your
look at
own
the
podcast.
Federation tier list.
Yeah.
Did you?
If they've not cancelled
Oh,
us
mate,
yet.
I'm done in bodybuilding. That's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick towards FitX for the rest.
Well,
of
no,
my life.
I'm pretty sure now, because I've got nothing to do with Two Bros, because they don't. I'm not going to do their
it's
pro
not.
shows.
It's NPC.
It's like I'm with the IFBB now, so. But no, so I did a turn pro in September, and then mid-October is the PCA British Finals. I'm an online coach, if you didn't know. Coach and inquiry form is in my bio. If you're sick of these,
Put the
two,
link below, Sam.
It's probably a worse standard, but I'm
I look
better
better.
looking, so therefore I'm also a pro, so therefore I'm a better coach.
If you're a pro, that's.
yeah.
Speaking of that, when you pro card, did you just like check your email and you had like 8 applications, anything like that?
No, to be fair, it was just on prep, like,
You
because
double
my
your prices.
engagement went from like 20k to 100k.
Yeah.
It was. You must get it as well. You get inquiries from like Albania.
Mate, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fucking mad.
And like they'll fill half of it out, and then the bottom half there's nothing, and it's just like they've just got lasers.
What's the
I
youngest
even get that,
age
though, and
inquiry
I'm
you've had?
Reese
Moritz.
Moritz. I had a
Like
15-year-old.
40.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
14.
standard. I've had a 12-year-old inquire.
Female.
Oh, something like that, male, mate.
I love the Bales. Only Bales.
I was
Only
like,
Bales.
males, I know you're 12, but I don't want to take them on. But if you send me some first naked check-ins, we can have a test of see if you've got potential. I might take you on board. That's a joke. I'm just clarifying, mate.
That's a joke, guys.
You don't know. There'll be someone out there who thinks I'm being dead serious.
Yeah.
You're like, me too, mate.
Right, carry on then. So what happened? Why?
Oh, so yeah, so
I don't know any of this.
I
About
was,
Two Bros taking this to.
I had a client compete at the PCA British
Oh, I
Finals.
kind of know a bit about it. Sorry.
And I took a photo, the old finger point, the Finn Kelly Classic, with my client post show after he came first, sixth.
That's not the Finn Kelly class. Got to be first if it's.
No, that's only if it's Josh though.
Mate,
Yeah.
you
It's a
did-
one client wonder, mate. That's
Yeah,
what you are.
mate, you took a pick and you finished sixth. Fucking hell. This
Should
is
have
the
said to him,
standard.
mate.
Yeah.
I'm not taking a photo. With
Yeah. Minimum top 3.
Come on, mate.
Yeah.
Please, no.
It was the British Finals, right?
Who was
but
it?
Oliver Clough. He's actually decent.
I'd probably recognise him. As well.
You'd have seen him before, yeah. But no, so took a photo with him, put it on my Instagram. There was obviously a PCA medal and then a PCA logo in the background. But obviously I'm pointing at my client who's wearing a PCA medal, which fucking hell, how dare I? Obviously it's okay if other IFBB pros do it, like, Sarah, Johnny, Erin, all the other UK pros do it with their clients, like, yeah. But I put it on Instagram, and then, like, probably a few weeks later, I get an email from I can't remember his name. One of the directors of the American IFBB, so like one of the top dogs, and it's just like a link. I could probably find the email, and it's a very formal like file, loads of text being like. Basically, can you please explain this photo? I scroll down, it's just me with my client like this. It's a screenshot of my Instagram. He's like, can you please explain what you're doing here and why you've breached your contract? So what my theory is, what's happened is Justin, because the week prior, Justin had put a thing on his story being like, these new pros don't quite know the opportunities that they've got and stuff like that. They'd take it for granted and stuff like that. Kuba had reshared it and all like that. And then Justin had unfollowed me and removed me as a follower as well. So I think Justin had seen it and then passed it on because...
What is it in your contract then? What
You're
does
not allowed
it say?
to go to any shows or...
No, you are actually, because what happened when I got this email is I then messaged Tom and like, we're in a bit of trouble here. He's like, Tom, because Tom's mum's actually a lawyer, so she offered me to speak to her. I was like, I'll be fine. I'll read through the contract in detail, because when I got off stage, Emiliano just shoved the contract, like, sign here, give me 300 quid for your pro card so you can do the pro show tomorrow. So I didn't read any of it, obviously, and just signed it as you do with any contract that's got more than a page, because I'm dyslexic as fuck. And I went back and read through the contract, and it's like, you can go to shows, you just can't appear to promote or endorse another federation.
No.
So I was like, I literally went through the highlights. The email was so long. Sent it back to them, and this is the week before the Olympia, so it must have been early November. And he just replied to it with one line saying, "Oh, okay, we just don't allow photos that appear to endorse." Or and I was like, "It's not my fault. You interpreted it that way." So I didn't get any in trouble at all. It was just a bit of a scare, but it obviously been passed on by.
It's almost like they're just giving you a bit of a warning.
Yeah.
Rather than
I don't think he gave a shit, because after I sent back this it was long. This email was like 4 pages. There's no way he read it. But he just would have replied just whatever. You actually read the contract. You know what you're doing. Just don't do it again, basically. But yeah, it had also been passed over by two bros because they're not a fan of me. And
so what in future, if a client wins a PCA show, you're not allowed to take a photo, or you have to take a photo and not do it in front of the PCA?
That's what I said. They just said you can't appear to endorse it, so I guess they just can't have the medal in it. But like all the other pros in the UK can. It's just because two bros will bite me, so I've got a target on my back basically. Yeah. But I put the target on my back by going at two bros, so it's one of it. But yeah, it's just silly, I think.
It is stupid.
Because that's what I said in the contract. I was like,
sport,
I'm 21, mate. My income is coaching. How do you expect me to promote it and pay for bodybuilding to be able to compete with your federation? So
exactly.
But yeah, so this podcast is gonna come out, and I'll lose my pro card for good now.
Yeah, this is the final like nail in the coffin.
Yeah, I love the IFBB. Clients only do the IFBB now.
No PCA.
Just not two bros. We all go abroad.
Sam, just make a reel of that so you can send that to him.
Yeah. So whenever there's an issue, just forward that.
Yeah, just forward that. It's actually what I said.
Yeah.
Everything else was allegedly, by the way, in this podcast. It was all alleged.
So yeah, you won your pro card.
Won the pro card. If we haven't mentioned that, I did win a pro card.
Binged on 6 pints of ice cream.
Yeah, you had a lot of ice cream, didn't you?
Yeah, Sam was telling me.
I was actually pretty sensible post-show.
Finn wasn't.
Finn, mate, my training partner Finn, he'd also been dieting with me.
I nailed post.
It was meant to be a mini cut, but he was like probably finished about 2 weeks out from my show. He probably could have reversed out then, but I was obviously in prep. We're training together. We're both in the #trenches, so I was like, just carry on, mate, you'll be fine. Got quite lean, and then got to Spain. It was like, right, you're done now, mate. You can have a bit of time off, and went out by himself and just ate probably 15,000 calories, gained 15 pounds. Had a great time, but fuck me, fat cunt. I was relatively sensible because I had a thing with Fit Media like the week after, so I had to stay not fat because I can't embarrass myself for Jeff. He's definitely straight.
Gotta look good for Jeff.
Gotta look good for Jeff. So no, I was actually sensible this year, for once. I've just been getting injured and ill.
Yeah. Let's go on to that now.
Yeah. So how's like you injuries, illness, then
pretty much. Yeah. It's just been. It's not been a good run. So I post show I got sciatica. You
got heavy quickly though. Like you're peak heavy. Like after like 4 weeks you were peak weight, weren't you?
I remember seeing you at the PCA, and it was only a few weeks after, and you weren't fat, but it was like fucking hell. He's put on a lot of size already.
Yeah.
And you're just eating packs of rice cakes all day.
That's pretty literally it. That's all I was eating. In the full ball cookies. Yeah. No, I did get relatively quick and didn't do mobility because it's boring. So sciatica flared up quite considerably, which is not pleasant. I get it most years, but this year was pretty bad in both legs. It's normally only down my left leg. So that's been a bit of a nightmare. And then I got ill in like November as well. Not bad, but just wasn't ideal. And then finally was like in a good groove after Christmas. Had like a perfect week. All-time strongest, was feeling really good. And then got a kidney infection to start with. Went to the doctors, got given nothing the first time. About 2 days later, because it got worse, got given some antibiotics then, which turned out to be the wrong ones. So then it continued to get worse, and then like the Thursday of that week, I woke up and like my throat was like killing me, like pretty bad. And that got worse throughout the day to the point it was like so swollen I couldn't like swallow water or anything. So I thought I should probably go to A&E now. Went to A&E.
Might die.
Sat there for about 7 hours. They're doing obviously. They looked at my throat and like, yeah, you got tonsillitis, which is pretty severe. So that just sort of flared up out of nowhere for no reason, unrelated to the kidneys. They did like blood tests and like CT scans, ECG. Clearly weren't alarmed, so I'm not running enough gear for one. They're pretty sound. Kidneys are great.
Yeah.
Just got an infection. I was like, oh, all right, that's not ideal. But they were like, what's worse right now, your throat or your kidneys? I was like, well, right now I can't swallow water, so the throat's more painful. They're like, okay, we're going to ignore the kidneys, just carry on with the antibiotics you've got. We're going to send you to Doncaster, which is where like the ENT specialists are, ear, nose and throat for your tonsillitis. So I was transferred at like 2 a.m. there and kept there for a day or two. They're just doing IV antibiotics the whole time for the tonsillitis. Then I got discharged, went home. They gave me another course of the same antibiotics I was given at the start of the week, which are the wrong ones. So then everything got worse again. So I went back to hospital Saturday or Sunday. Was there all day again, and then that's when they tested me for sepsis. I'm like, oh yeah, you got sepsis now. The infection's got pretty bad. So then was just on antibiotics the entire time for quite a while, but like IV ones, like really fucking strong ones, and morphine the whole lot. It was lovely. I then got discharged with the right antibiotics this time. So it's been about a week on them and plenty of codeine, and I'm getting better now. Still got another appointment tomorrow for maybe another course of antibiotics, but pretty much there now.
How shit is that? Like the NHS,
yeah, they just got they
if
sort
they'd
of
giving you the right ones, none of that would have happened.
Yeah, and then it was like pick one, your throat or your kidney. Can't you do both?
Yeah.
But no, so it just kept getting worse. And obviously, I couldn't eat or drink, so I lost quite considerable amounts of weight. Lost 22 pounds to be precise, and that was about it.
So what's your body weight now?
221. Was 240. Yeah, so BMBF, I'm coming for you.
You do well in BMBF.
Well, yeah, I would. After I've got the pro card,
Nobody would question it.
Nothing to lose.
Yeah, nice and full.
You
Yeah.
see some big lads at BMBF, so
I'll probably still lose on condition, mate.
Yeah.
So
Some black dude would turn up.
yeah.
massive guy. Yeah. Keith here beat you.
So fair enough. So what's the plans moving forward? You're having this year off, aren't you?
This year,
Die.
was like, there
Are you
was,
actually going to stick to this year?
well, yeah, we were originally, and then like got to December. Tom's like, oh, here's the show schedule for thing. Have a look at the post-show Olympia shows and stuff like that. Obviously, because I'm not going to win an actual good pro show, so we were going to like try and scavenge like Tasmania pro show and try and just scrape a qualification.
Go get some plumbers or whatever, and some farmers. Just see, right, baby, come on. Beirut Classic. Here we go.
So yeah, we looked at them, and then potentially were thinking I'd do some of those this year. But then after everything that's gone on now, like I'm just gonna take the year off because we're sacked off the off-season push for now, just because I wasn't training or eating. There's no point pushing things. So back to a health phase for a bit, and then we'll build back up, and the whole year will be taken off. And then 2025, I don't know. Well, it depends on the schedule, depends how I'm looking and what I want to do, but not in a rush, obviously. So we'll wait and see because the standard is ridiculously different.
Yeah.
You don't realise. Obviously, I did the pro show the day after in Spain with Wesley. And numerically, I was on the first call out with, well, not first call out, I was on the initial call out with next to Wesley, and it was quite demoralising.
I wouldn't say it's demoralising. I think that's quite cool because
he is
it's like you standing next to me.
top
It's
10 though,
demoralising.
isn't he? He is like a top
Yeah.
10
He
guy.
came 7th at Olympia that year.
Yeah.
Had him on glutes.
He's
He's probably the only person I've ever beat on glutes, yeah.
Yeah.
Glutes and hamstrings, but I had more detail, and
Yeah.
they were like, yeah, it's just everything else he shat on me.
Yeah. Where did you place in that?
17th, wasn't it?
Out of 17.
16th
Yeah.
out of 24.
That's
Still good,
That's
mate.
very
No,
good.
it sounds good, right?
But there are some shit pros.
Mate, I
Like,
could not believe it when I was backstage. Like, you get some Asians that just come in and they are genuinely like, they wouldn't win a PCA show.
Yeah.
But you think like, you've obviously turned pro somewhere. They were just fat. You've got in shape once. You know, you don't live in Spain. You've paid to come to do this pro show.
Why didn't you just get in shape?
You know what bodybuilding is. You
Yeah.
must do. Like, what are you doing?
There are times where I'll see someone's won a pro card and I'm like, how has that even happened? Like, it's almost just like they're just the best of the rest. There was no one else that good there, and they're supposed to give out a card. So
Yeah. There was also someone there, like, I don't know where he came, but he had some serious stomach issues going on. Don't know what he come on, mate, but he was there, like, doubled over and just farting. It was the worst thing I've ever smelled in my life. Like, it was fucking brutal. It was brutal. And it's in Spain, so it's really hot. And there's just fans blowing. And he stood over the fan because he's, like, feeling like shit. And he's just farting, like, just blowing over everyone. And it's grim, mate. It was awful. Like, yeah, it was not pleasant.
Imagine that, just before you're about to step on stage.
So I swear he might have shot himself in his trunks, mate. It was like he was in pain and he was like holding his stomach like.
You just wouldn't compete, would you? You just like, I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
You'd
step
sack
on
it
stage.
off.
Like,
I think he was.
Imagine trying to pose.
Imagine you hit a vacuum, just shit yourself at the same time, a front double bar and just. Oh,
yeah, no, I wouldn't put it past it. He was not in a good way.
Yeah. Where did he finish? Was he? Like,
He was actually quite good.
Really?
He was like first or second call out. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
It's scary, isn't it? What people do, like.
Yeah, I don't know what he'd been eating, but he shouldn't have been eating it.
Yeah.
So.
So no, and then what's the goal next time you compete, mate? Pro show win, or are you being a bit more realistic?
Well,
and
I'm
saying,
not going to
like,
be. It's all
top
these
five?
pros who turn pro, and then they're like, right, Project Olympia.
Yeah, no,
Let's
straight
go.
away it's road to O, one goal,
it's
and it's
Project
fucking,
O,
it's
yeah.
stupid. It's like you've not even done a pro
Pro
show.
show, use the red.
Yeah.
It's the Red O, mate. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Project O. There's a certain UKFB pro who I'd love to name here, but I'm not going to do that.
Why?
Come on, he can. Sam can edit it out. Sam, edit this bit out. Who is it?
Fucking
Oh,
does
yeah.
my nut in.
Yeah.
Every single post.
Well, we
is
said he's like Lenny out of Mice and Men, didn't we?
No,
Do
he
you
is.
remember?
Yeah, that
do you
fun conversation.
Yeah.
That was so fucking funny.
For the
I was
person,
surprised that you
yeah,
got pro cards
for the
as well.
person, or for the people who are listening, we're not going to name the name.
person.
For the
Reese's
person who's
mum's
listening, for the exact one person who's listening, there was a show that me and Jack were at. Was it
It was
PCA?
Universe, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
Universe.
I'm literally competing that day, and I was smashed. And like me and Jack were just having this conversation with this IFBB pro, and we kept saying like little things, and he wasn't picking up on it, and he was like being serious, and like Jack caught that I was like somewhat joking, and Jack started going on. He was so confused.
He was just
like, yeah, bicep curls, tricep
Reese and I
extensions.
like quite dry, sarcastic humour, and everything we said was just going over his head. He was just being dead serious with us. It was so funny, but yeah. So obviously there's a lot of pros that are like Project O, and they're donkeys years away from it. So I think like right now there's no chance. I need another year or two.
Yeah.
What's
What's your weight cap now?
weight cap's now 212?
Oh
I
shit.
went at the 212, mate.
Yeah.
What was
so-
your weight this time around?
Lowest this year was 194 at my absolute lowest, and that was without trying to make weight, without trying to dehydrate to get on scales like you would for pro show. So on stage I ended up being about 202. So I've got, for making weight, realistically about 20 pounds of stage weight plus leaner, drier, because I need to be for a pro show. So let's say 20 pounds give or take to put on, which is a considerable amount without blowing my waist out. So I won't be asking you for advice. You put on like 40 pounds, mate, but it's 20 of it went to the waist.
Yeah. And 20 went to the back of my neck. That's it. No actual muscle gain. Just waist and neck.
Maybe that's why you're so strong at deadlifting, mate. It's the neck.
And the waist, the lower back.
There you go, mate. Yeah. You actually started wearing a belt now, though. I saw it the other day.
No.
You wore a belt.
I did
for
on
something.
I did on a hack. That's it. Just
That just to keep the stomach in. Just for the video, you just got to belt it.
Yeah,
in, so it doesn't blow out. Mate.
Yeah, it was hard. I was like, right, need to actually pull this in to keep it tight. Yeah. So
yeah, it's just put on muscle, and then obviously the only goal is qualify for Olympia. Like, it's not really a goal to come sixth at a pro show, is it? So it's obviously qualify for Olympia, but
The thing is,
I
though, as
wouldn't
well,
be
like obviously
upset.
saying that there are a lot of people that do put like one goal, but like you should have that goal.
Yeah.
Like there's people
Eventually,
that
yeah.
shouldn't, but not. I wouldn't say shouldn't have that goal. Fair enough, everybody having that goal.
Needs
But
to be
there's some
realistic.
people who need to be realistic. Whereas for you, it's like we were saying, weren't we? Like you seem to get ill or get injured throughout a 6-month off season, but then you still look like you've had a 3-year like incredible off season. So if you were to actually have,
just genetics, mate.
if you were to
Everything
have,
I actually do doesn't benefit me.
PD abuse.
but if you were to actually have a good
Sadly, I
like
can't afford to.
couple of year off season,
Yeah.
you'd be very good.
Yeah, so we'll see. But obviously, it is, yeah. I think obviously just first call out in a pro show for one is the next stage.
Yeah.
And then go from there.
No, exciting, man.
Should we get into questions?
Yeah, Sam, do you want to wrap this part up, should we say? And then we'll do
And do it as a
questions.
separate
Yeah,
one,
we'll
yeah?
do Q&A with Mr. Eagles.
Okay.
Right, guys, hopefully everyone's enjoyed. Jack, that's part one. Anything you want to leave us upon? Other than plugging yourself, don't plug yourself, don't say any
Code
codes.
Eagles.
Code Eagles at full bore.
Hard bodies.
Yeah.
Nobody. New one coming soon, I can't say yet. Potentially.
Okay.
What, a new sponsor?
Just leave that one there.
Sound? Right, there we go. Look out on Jack's social media. We'll have his links in the bio. So, yeah, bye. So hopefully everyone's enjoyed. We'll catch you guys in the Q&A. Bye-bye.